Now, you alluded to this. You don't think that regulation is necessary, that this could be done without regulation. How?
Well, I think there's a couple things. One, and I like to use the automobile industry sort of an example. In the automobile industry, for a long time, innovation was left up to the manufacturers. Things such as collapsible steering wheels, because people were becoming impaled on steering wheels in the old days because they wouldn't collapse in an accident. The companies said, wait a minute now, this is not good, so they developed a technology to make it safer. There was some government regulation there, mandatory seatbelts, second generation of airbags, which once again became a government mandate. The other piece of that, though, was also consumer demand. I want the ability to have a Bluetooth-enabled navigation system in my car. So if you start looking at, when we come to IT security and we look at cybersecurity, I think all three components comply in there. For example, government regulations around procurement. You will not buy software that's not secure. You will not buy infrastructure that's not secure. So government regulations around procurement, that really works well because it's a real incentive to the business to do part two, which is to innovate. You want to have an environment where you have the latest, greatest technology, you can do the things you need to do, but also do it securely. So as a consequence, that is a market force that's driven. And the third thing, and the government being a big consumer, just like you and I are of these services, the consumers, we say, we want this, 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 and this. So you can put those three pieces together, a light touch on the regulations, which in many cases already exist through Sarbanes-Oxley, Gramm-Leach-Bliley, HIPAA, those sort of regulations that are out there, coupled with the desire by the manufacturers to deliver a product that the customer wants and consumer demand. There where I think we can reach a point without onerous government regulation.
Can a CTO be effective in the U.S. government, knowing what you know about the U.S. government?
I think the right person can. Because when you look at the U.S. government, it's like any other business, with one exception. It has a tremendous amount of scrutiny, not only from one other branch of government, whether it's judiciary or the congressional legislative side, but it also has a tremendous amount of scrutiny from the private sector. And so we as consumers and we are citizens are always looking at that. But the person to be successful with some key components. One, they have to know what they're doing. One of the examples I like to use is the recent heroic act taking place by the captain that landed the U.S. Airways. The guy was a trained, accomplished pilot. He was an instructor of safety techniques as such. He was an author about it. So he had all the components necessary to do the job that he did. Now, would I want someone that's only written how to safely crash land a plane? I probably wouldn't want that. I want somebody with a practical experience. So consequently, the CTO has been named as someone that has that real live experience. They've lived it, they've done it, they've written about it, they have strategic ideas around it. So that's really, really key to success. The second part of that is communicating it to whoever the constituents might be, whether it's the public at large, whether it's the legislative branch, whether it's other government agencies. It's really key to make sure that they're informed of how this is going to benefit someone. And the third piece of it is to make sure that it's not just about the technology, because all technology generally does is enable a business process. Whether it's the business of defense, whether it's the business of public safety, whether it's the business of taxation, that's the key part that's going to make it really viable. It says, I can help you develop the technology to accomplish your business needs, but also protecting privacy and also being secure at the same time.
Thank you, Howard Schmidt, for your time.
Indeed, my